Our regularly scheduled programming will not be seen at this time, so that we may bring you the following special presentation of the Chabad Telethon.
The artists on this program appear with the cooperation and permission of Theater Authority, whose unions are Actors Equity Association, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, American Guild of Musical Artists, American Guild of Variety Artists, Screen Actors Guild. It is written that in each human being lives a tiny point of light, which contains the bright future of all mankind. Each of us lives the miracle, the promise of tomorrow within our hearts. The promise of life. L'chaim, to life. The 10th annual L'chaim to Life Telethon, starring in alphabetical order Charles Aidman, Hector Alonzo, Steve Allen, Orson Bean, Mordecai Ben David, Richard Benjamin, Jordan Bennett, Mayim Bialik, Susan Blakely, Joe Bologna, Eric Brayton, Eileen Brennan, Bernie Burns, James Callahan, McDonald Carey, Jack Carter, Mel Carter, Kenny Cohen, Dancing Barry, Ron Eliron, Alan Feinstein, Robert Forster, Robert Foxworth, Stephen First, Estelle Getty, Elliot Gould, Elena Reed Hall, Stanley Myron Handelman, Earl Holloman, Bob Hope, David Horowitz, Jackie Kahane, Aliza Kashi, Lainey Kazan, Sally Kirkland, Steve Landesberg, Michael Lembeck, the Limelighters, the Los Angeles Boys Choir, Peter Lupus, Art Matrano, Lois Nettleton, George Papard, Dalton Perry, Lynn Redgrave, Stanley Ralph Ross, Beryl Saltzman, Isabel Sanford, Jonathan Silverman, Harleen Sorkin, Susan Strasberg, Renee Taylor, Fred Travelina, Brenda Vaccaro, Dick Van Patten, John Boyd, William Wyndham, Johnny Yoon, and me, Larry Van Nuys. And now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the Sultan of Sausalito, the Prince of Pasadena, the Minch of Manhattan, the Duke of Delancey Street, the Baron of Beverly Hills, the Laird of the L'chaim to Life Telethon, Mr. Jan Murray.
Thank you. Before we do anything, how about Sid Engel and his great orchestra, my friend? You know, they're with us every year, and we wouldn't know what to do without them. Good evening or good afternoon, wherever you happen to be. We want to welcome you once again to the Chabad Telethon. You know, this year we're celebrating 2 anniversaries. You're about, answer the phone, please. Oh, I forgot, it's the pledges already. You're about to witness our 10th annual telethon, my friends, and this is the 25th year since Chabad Lubavitch first appeared on the West Coast. A young rabbi, Cunin by name, came here from the East to introduce Chabad and its principles to California. Oh, he was filled with such lofty ideas, ideals, and plans. We'll build a campus center. We'll educate the young. We'll care for the elderly. We'll tend to the needy. Well, my friends, all this was easier said than done. Young Rabbi Cunin was met with one obstacle after another. He was constantly told it can't be done, it can't be done. But the rabbi had his own saying. He had to say it can be done and it will be done. And slowly but surely, Chabad's presence in California became more and more evident. There were new schools opening. There were rabbis servicing the nursing homes. Centers were opened to welcome new immigrants. And when a drug crisis occurred, a rehabilitation center opened and eventually became one of the finest in our nation. And just as the public was beginning to realize and understand what Chabad was all about, a devastating fire broke out, 3 young men perished, and the Chabad house was burned to the ground. Money was needed, and immediately, someone suggested a telethon. And Rabbi Kunin said, yes, what a great idea, we'll have a telethon. Then he said, what's a telethon? He didn't know, he never watched television. He had no idea the work, the effort, the talent, the creativity it took to put on a telethon. He had no idea where to turn or what to do. So he went to Jeff and Jerry Cutler, who also had no idea where to turn or what to do. So they called me, and now they were really in trouble. I knew what to do, but I had no one to do it with. Imagine a bunch of Hasidic Jews on television asking for money. I figured we'll take in about $9 and that'll be it. So I said to them, believe me, it can't be done. Well, Rabbi Kunin and Jeff and Jerry Cutler, who had what I thought this impossible dream, said, it can be done and we'll do it. So a rabbi who never owned a television set, a young couple who was still making payments on their television set, and me, a man who was trying to sell his television set, because my show was just canceled, we got together and put on the first Chabad telethon in September 1980. And here we are 10 years later. And now we're experts. We all know what to do to put on a successful telethon. Terrific popular music, interspersed with sentimental, gemutlach, exciting Yiddish music, and in between talking about Chabad, what it is, what it does. And now the Chabad, Lubavitch, Hasidim reach out day after day, helping people, young, old, homeless, drug-ridden people, people from all walks of life, regardless of race, creed, or color. So my friends, this is what a telethon is. And this is what you'll be watching for the next 7 hours. So let the telethon begin. And we're going to start as a good luck token for us with a gentleman who's been with us since the very first year. He really epitomizes what Yiddish Hebraic music is all about. I doubt if there are too many people on this earth that represents and sings and chants Yiddish and Hebraic music better than he does. Let's begin with Mordechai Ben David. Here we go.
Blitzling hat man Neues als wird abgestellt mit am Hut. Wir laufen alle Seiten von der ganzen Welt und dazu. Eine mirische Laien, mal Kohl was sieht, Millionen Schöpfer schreien, wir werden nicht miet. Millionte Winde, Gassen, alle viel. Hiet, 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 da hey, was Ski auf mit Schreien in der Gassen für jüdische Laien. Hiet, hiet, sie gehen, mit Liebschaft, mit Schulen, zu dem ist man nicht gar cool im Heim, gibt die Brüder, tanzt die Freitag wieder. Hashem Elokeini, Hashem Echad. Yid, Yid, daher, Mashiach mit Schreien in der Gassen für jüdische Laien. Yid, Yid, sie geht, mit Liebschaft, mit Schulen, zu dem ist es nicht gar gut im Heim, gibt die Brüder, tanzt die Freitag wieder. Hashem Elokeini, Hashem Echad. Jetzt bin ich wie Matten teure, jeder ausgeheilt mit am Hut. Der Herz alle freilich mit Vereinigkeit, halt nicht zurück. Das ganze Liebschaft geht bei jedem Jid, nur sehen, das gibt's bei jedem, die wollen wie hier. Der Kind noch heim, teu wie jeder Welt. Jid, Jid, daher, Mashiach mit Schreien in die Gassen für jüdische Laien. Jid, sie geht, mit Liebschaft, mit Schulen, zu dem ist sie nicht gar wohl im Heim, gibt die Brüder, tanzt die Freitag wieder. Hashem Elokeini, Hashem Echad. Yid, Yid, daher, Mashiach mit Schreien in die Gassen für jüdische Laien. Yid, sie geht, mit Liebschaft, mit Schulen, zu dem ist sie nicht gar wohl im Heim, gibt die Brüder, tanzt die Freitag wieder. Hashem Elokeini, Hashem Echad.
Over the years, the word Chabad has become somewhat of a generic term for everything that stands for caring, goodness, and tolerance. Chabad reaches out to those in need regardless of race, color, or creed. Their credo of people helping people is exactly that. Underneath those beautiful flowing beards and hats and long coats, they are just like you and me, except more so. When they get together, the strength and dedication of their unity and drive is so overwhelming that those in need seem to emit an audible sigh of relief, for they know that soon, very soon, help and understanding is on the way. During the evening, you will be entertained, and you will be seeing many of my colleagues asking you for money. We want you to enjoy the singing and the dancing and all the warmth of Yiddishkeit, but please keep this in mind. All of us would love to be home and watching this show in our favorite chair, instead of getting all dressed up and coming down here and asking you for money. We do it because we strongly believe in Chabad and in all of their programs, which are designed specifically for the benefit of those in need. So, when we ask you to go to your phones, do us a favor and go to your phones and call 662-2218. We'll make our trip down here worthwhile, and you will receive a feeling as good as you've ever felt. And as a bonus, you'll get such a terrific mitzvah, don't ask. So do us a favor, go to your phones and call 662-2218. Thank you. God bless you.
This, of course, the most of you who will know, but maybe one or two of you who do not know, is a great comedian and a great actor and now a great director, Dick Benjamin, and we appreciate the fact that you left your beautiful family to come down.
Great to be here with you.
Have a good year, good, happy health for you and yours. Thank you, Dick. Thank you, Dick Benjamin. I told you a little bit about how Chabad got started here on the West Coast 25 years ago, and about this young Rabbi Kunin, who fought against the, big odds and so forth, and we've come to where we are to this point today. And it's my pleasure now to introduce the Rabbi to you. Gentlemen, I first met 10 years ago. Today we're very dear friends. He helps me considerably. Yesterday I had a bad throat. He said a bracha. Today I'm talking. I don't know for how long. He may have to do another fast daven, but we got him here if we need him. Ladies and gentlemen, Rabbi Kunin, Shlomo Kunin.
Tonight is a very, very special night. For tonight, as we stand before you at our 10th telethon, I remind myself of the very first one. We had suffered through a tragic fire. We were down low. We had no place to go. And one man, the Lubavitcher Rebbe Shlita, said, go forward, be strong, go, do it. And we did. And from the impossible dilemma we found ourselves in, we find ourselves today, 10 years later, with great, great success, being able to help so many people. This is all the inspiration of the Lubavitcher Rebbe Shlita, Rabbi Schneerson in New York, head of the international Chabad Lubavitch movement. And tonight we all offer our blessings, that God should give him long, healthy, and happy years to continue to lead the Jewish people. Today is the day after Chai Elul, the day of the birthday of the Baal Shem Tov, and the birthday of the Alter Rebbe Reb Shneir Zalman of Ladi, the founder of the Chabad Lubavitch movement. They taught us to go forward, to care for every human being, to go forward with a simcha, with a happiness, to go forward not to worry about any distractions. Do what you gotta do it right, do it happily, and do it with great faith. And this brings us to the Rebbe Maharash, the Baal Lichat Chila Rebbe that taught us, when obstacles appear before a human being, they are here only to teach him how to jump above them, higher and higher. And God's going to help us tonight with your help. Wonderful, tired, good to mention, wonderful people out there, millions of you. In the East Coast, the West Coast, on satellite, all over the world. Reach out before Rosh Hashanah. This is your chance. Because, you got to appear at a big telethon. Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, and you say, hey, God, give me a good tote. Give me health. Give me happiness. Give me sustenance. Tonight's your opportunity to prepare yourself for that telethon by helping all these people that we help here tonight. You'll hear a lot from us tonight about the drug addicts, the homeless, the Russian immigrants, the children, the elderly that we help. You have made it possible. You have helped me over these years to be able to celebrate this 10th anniversary tonight. And may God help you, your children and your family and all of the people of the world. You just be successful in everything you do. God bless you, and pick yourself up. Go to those phones and ring. Let's start this evening with a bang. Let's get the message out there. This is going to be the biggest telethon Chabad has ever had. God bless you all.
Rabbi, come with me a little bit. I want to open this area up, Rabbi, to see these wonderful, wonderful gifts that we have for our viewers. And to tell us about the gifts is the gentleman who we were so happy and lucky to get to help us out this year, the mellifluous voice and the wonderful presence of, I don't know, what does that mean? Larry Van Nuys.
Thank you, Larry.
Larry.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you, Rabbi. It's a privilege to be here with you. We've got so many nice. I wish you all at home could be here in this room and feel the electricity and the magic. We've got a great studio audience, don't we? Let me hear from you. All right. Now, the magic is beginning. You see these things that the rabbi walked by? I want to show them to you a little closer. If you were to send a $100 contribution, you will receive this multicolor poster created by artist Howard Goldstein, portraying the electricity and the joy of Chabad's 25th anniversary year. For $180, 10 times high, this lithograph poster of the Kiddush, Sanctification by Hasidic artist Michael Muchnick, reproduced on fine paper in soft pastels, which is perfect for elegant framing, will be yours. A $300 contribution will bring you this bronze plaque engraving, The Blessing of the Kohanim, by the up-and-coming Israeli artist Yossi Ozeri. To celebrate Chabad's 25th year in California, Israeli artist Raphael Abakassis designed this limited, numbered edition silver anniversary plate. For a $500 contribution, this beautiful 20-color gift is yours. A $1,000 contribution will bring you this tapestry created by Raphael Abakassis, depicting the peace and serenity of Chabad in 22 colors. It is embroidered by Michael Volk of Topline. Raphael Abakassis, whose paintings will be exhibited by Biton Fine Arts in Encino at the Tower Gallery in Sherman Oaks on September 11th, also created this limited, numbered, and signed serograph depicting the joy and ecstasy of the Sabbath and holidays. This dazzling and colorful gift is yours for a contribution of $1,800. Be part of the magic tonight. Make your call right now. And here's Jan.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. You know, I'm going to give a gratuitous plug to a picture that's been out about 2 years, so, I'm not, there's nothing, overt or anything about this plug. It's certainly nothing in it for me, but I saw this picture, Beaches it's called, if you remember it. Came out about 2 years ago, and I thought it was a startling and a wonderful picture, and the performances of the stars were just shattering. It was just a great picture. But I fell in love with a little girl who played Bette Midler's daughter. If you saw the picture, what a talent this child was and is. And now she's 2 years older than when I first saw her. I see she's grown because I'm looking at her. And a great talent. And I just was handed a thing that told me that she has her own TV series that will be starting this fall. It's called Blossom. Let's say hello to Mayim Bialik.
There are many reasons for the phenomenal success of the National Chabad Drug Rehabilitation Programs. Dedicated people of Chabad are among the true believers of our generation. There's no obstacle too difficult, no emergency they can't handle. They live up to their motto of people helping people, because regardless of race, color, or creed, if someone is in need, Chabad is there to help. Chabad needs us, you, and me. And believe me, when we're in need, Chabad is there.
I was in jail, and I called Dennis to tell him that I was interested in coming into the program, and it was like a over-the-phone interview. And talking to Dennis, he related to me, very well. And when I finally did come to Chabad, I thought that I thought Dennis was this, like cool guy. Not that he's not cool, but like this cool guy. And when I came to Chabad, I saw him, he had the yarmulke on and this long beard, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is not the same guy I talked to on the telephone. It can't be. But he's still, he's great.
Being serious about sobriety, if you're really that serious, then it's going to take time. It's going to take effort. If you're tired of the lifestyle that you've lived, if you're tired of where you've been.
When I do an initial intake and I talk to someone over the phone, we relate. They hear where I've grown up, which is in Brooklyn, in the streets in New York. Here I am, a guy with a yarmulke and a beard, and then being able to relate. The clients that we take, they're non-sectarian clients, white, black, Jewish, not Jewish, it doesn't matter. If a marriage between the program and the client is going to be a good one, then there is no criteria, then there are no barriers.
Let's talk about what makes it hard to be here. What's the hardest part for you, Valerie?
I find it hard to live with so many people because I know when I leave here, I'm not going to...
What we're concerned about is just giving them that sense of being, of self-worth, and that every single one of these clients that comes into this program are worth something.
So this is a place where things are different, and you have to have that internal sense of taking care of yourself. And even though the doors are open, you are locked up in here. But it's a good place to be, and I'm glad you're all here, willing to work on your stuff.
They're talented, they're bright, and they're all very, very capable. Not only do I work with them as a friend, as an unofficial counselor, as a big brother, as father, mother sometimes, but we also invite them on Friday nights for Shabbos, for a family get-together, a meal, to have them experience what it is to be part of a family.
Sheila, we wanted to take this time to thank you for everything that you've done for us. I mean, you fix dinner for us. You're just always here for us. And I just wanted to say that I really, really appreciate it. I mean, you're the closest thing that I have to family, and I love you for it.
When I got out of the program, I got out of the program with nobody there for me. To be my backing, to give me the strength that I needed, and you and Dennis both were there for me. And I don't know where I'd be today if you weren't there. And I would shudder to think where I would end up. Sheila, you have become my best friend in the world. I love you dearly. There is nothing that I wouldn't do for either one of you. And my love that I have for you, there are no words that I could ever express them with. Thank you.
And I can tell you one thing, none of us are in it for the money. We're in it for love, we're in it because we care, and because all of these boys and girls, men and women that come through these doors are someone's children. They can be yours, they can be mine, and that's why we're here, to try to give them back what they've lost. Part of what we want to do is to create them to be productive, self-sufficient human beings where they can go out, work, have families, and no longer be a drain on society, no longer be a drain on their families. And this is a work of love, a work of caring.
Hi, I'm Lois Nettleton. Everyone deserves another chance. Your next-door neighbor's cousin, or a friend's kid, or maybe, just maybe, your own son or daughter. The men and women at the Chabad National Drug Centers are being given another chance at life. There are literally thousands upon thousands of young men and women out there hoping and praying for just one more chance. Chabad and its staff of psychiatrists and psychologists and social workers are giving drug abusers that chance. And they can do it, but they can't do it without you and me. Chabad needs us now, you and me. And believe me, when the chips are down, if we should need Chabad, they will be there. Put your faith in them. Please go to your phones now. It costs $3,600 a month to rehabilitate a drug-addicted youth. Now multiply that by at least 12 months. That comes to $43,000 a year. Chabad doesn't have that money. But that's why they do telethons, to save lives. Go to your phones now and call. Send what you can. Do it now. Call 662-2218.
That was wonderful. Every year you come and help us. God bless you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure, and I wouldn't miss it unless I had to.
God bless you, Lois.
God bless you, too.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure now to introduce my friend, a man who has always stood at my side through thick and thin, hot and cold, up and down and all around. Ladies and gentlemen, a great welcome for our chairman of the Chabad Telethon, Mr. Jerry Weintraub.
Good evening. You'll have to please forgive my voice, but I have a sore throat. I was rooting for the Rams today. They lost, but I rooted anyway. This is our 10th annual. I'm reading what they wrote for me to read, so I'm going to get away from it a little bit. You'll understand that. It says this is our 10th annual telethon, and I'm pleased and honored to still be the chairman of this wonderful organization. But I wanted to say, this is not written. I am pleased and honored to be the chairman of this organization. I'm sad in my heart that we have to have a telethon every year. We have to come to you every year for money. But these are programs and things that are very, very, very important to us and to this community. And I have seen what these people have done. I support their programs. I sing their praises. I extol their efforts. And I know them and I love them. There's a lot of controversy this year surrounding some of the things that we do at Chabad. I wanted you to know, everybody in the television audience, everybody here in our audience, from my heart, from my soul, from the bottom of my toes to the top of my head, that we raise this money to do good for children. We raise it for the National Drug Rehabilitation Center to fight drug abuse. We raise the money to assist the homeless, the elderly, and the young. We raise money for the education of our children so that we can strengthen the ties to our heritage and our culture. We're all here because of our dedication to the beloved Rebbe, the worldwide head of the Chabad Lubavitcher movement, Rabbi Schneerson. But I'm here also not only for Rabbi Schneerson, I'm here because there's so much need in this community. And because Shlomo Kunin, who came here many, many years ago, has dedicated his life 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to help this community. There's a lot of people in this community that are envious and jealous of the things that we do and that we try to do. And we don't always succeed. But I promise you that there is not a person in this community in time of need that doesn't call me up and say, Jerry, can you help me at Chabad? My son has a drug problem. My daughter is pregnant. My 3 brothers have to get out of Russia. Can you reach somebody in China? Can you get somebody into the Jewish Home for the Aged in Brooklyn? Etc., etc., etc. This goes on all year long with me. I'm proud of the fact that I can help them. I help them through Chabad. I don't help them any other way. I don't help them because I have a nice suit. I help them because of Chabad. And I want you to help Chabad so I can continue helping them. You ring these phones off the hooks tonight. When a fire destroyed the Chabad house and took the lives, will you roll this thing? And took the lives of 3 young men. It didn't end Chabad's tireless efforts on behalf of those in need. Rather, it gave them the impetus and added strength to increase their outreach programs in memory of 3 young men, and to house and feed and educate and rehabilitate more people in need than ever before. Today, thanks to Chabad's telethons and your generous contributions, making L'chaim to Life the most successful local telethon in television history, Chabad is reaching out to literally thousands of people, regardless of race, color, or creed. That's very important, regardless of race, color, or creed. And believe me, I am involved in it. I know what goes on when a child is not Jewish, when a child is black, when a child is Hispanic. We take care of kids in the streets. We take care of people in need. If a person doesn't have a meal, we feed them. And I don't care what anybody says about any controversy surrounding anybody. There's not a nickel around here that goes into anybody's pockets. It goes into the community. And Chabad needs us desperately. Don't forget it. If ever we should need Chabad, they'll be there. They always have been, they always will be. This has been a very, very difficult year for me personally. I've had many, many tests from God. I've become only stronger from it. Thank God I have had no sickness in my family. My mother and father, thank God, are well and are watching the telethon tonight. I love them very, very much. My 3 children are watching the telethon. My wife is sitting in the White House waiting for Barbara Bush to return from Helsinki, watching the telethon. My children are at home watching it. Everybody is well and healthy, so I really have had no challenges. But the challenge I have in my life is making sure that this telethon tonight brings us more money than any telethon in the last 10 years. Now do that for me. Help me. Thank you. God bless you. Go to your phones. 662-2218. This has got to be the most successful. Thank you.
Jerry, come join us. We're about to have our first toast. Let me say hello. We haven't said hello yet. Jerry, I want to tell you this. Yes. You know, a couple of days ago, I lost my voice completely. We called the rabbi. Tony said to him, his voice is gone. We don't know. He gave me a bracha on the phone, but I don't know how. You transferred it to his throat.
He didn't give me a bracha.
I say, you better say, look at this. He took it out of me, gave it to Jerry.
Everybody will be well before the night is over.
Before the night's over, we're all going to get well. We're all going to be healthy. Our first toast.
$331,000.
That's fantastic. No, not yet. 331,000.
331,000 record. Send the message. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Jan, you know what I want to say?
I want you to know what?
This is a record. The folks out there are sending the message. They're ringing the phones off the hooks.
It's not 33,000?
No, 331,000.
$235.
$331,235 and 18 cents.
And 18 cents.
God bless you, folks. Keep those phones ringing.
All right. Thank you, Rabbi Cunin. You know, my friends, almost every year I'm in Israel. I'm also involved with the Hebrew University up at Mount Scopus in Jerusalem. And the first time I'm their, what the heck is it called? The ambassador of goodwill. I couldn't think of the word ambassador. I'm in great shape. One dance and I can't think. At any rate, about 10 years ago while I was in Israel, some friends took me to a nightclub to hear what they told me was the best singing star in Israel. And I saw this gentleman, and he could be a great singing star anywhere in the world. If he's not in concert in Israel or in Australia or New Zealand or England or anyone else in the world, he's here with us. Been with us almost every year. One of the finest entertainers anywhere, Ron Elleron.
Hey! Sing to life, raise a toast to Chaim, dance to life, listen to the band, sing to life, share it with another, reach out to your brother, be a loving friend. Sing to life, never give up trying, you can stop the crying with a helping hand, you can stop the crying with a helping hand. Here we are at another meeting, people stand and send their greeting. If you want to help, it's not too late. With a little love and kindness and a lot of faith, there's so much in life to celebrate. Hey! Sing to life, raise a toast to Chaim, dance to life, listen to the band, sing to life, share it with another, reach out to your brother with a loving friend, sing to life, never give up trying, you can stop the crying with a helping hand, you can stop the crying with a helping hand. So many times I think in water, so much pain, so much hunger, it's enough to tear your heart apart. But with a little love and kindness and a lot of faith, you can build a new life from the start. Sing to life, raise a toast to Chaim, sing to life, listen to the band, sing to life, share it with another, reach out to your brother with a loving friend, sing to life, never give up trying, you can stop the crying with a helping hand, raise a toast to Chaim, sing it once again, sing to life, raise a toast to Chaim, dance to life, listen to the band, sing to life, share it with another, reach out to your brother, be a loving friend, sing to life, never give up trying, you can stop the crying with a helping hand, raise a toast to Chaim, sing it once again now, sing to life, raise a toast to Chaim, dance to life, listen to the band, sing to life, share it with another, reach out to your brother, be a loving friend, sing to life, never give up trying, you can stop the crying with a helping hand, raise a toast to Chaim, sing it once again, raise a toast to Chaim, sing to life, my friend, to life!
Ron Elleron. Great, great. Don't go away. We're going to need you all night. Don't you go away. Thanks, Ron. God bless you.
I wrote this song on the plane here from Israel. I wrote this song just a day ago on the way. I came from Israel a few days ago, and on the way from New York to Los Angeles, I wrote it especially for this telethon. I hope you like it.
How do you like that? Is that great? How about that? Ron, great. Great song and a great performance. And don't go away. We'll be calling on you again about every 8 minutes. You know, on our crawl in the beginning of the show, when we mentioned all the stars that are going to be on, we left out a young lady who was very personal and very close to me. Her grandfather is one of my best friends in the world, Harry Crane, who's an esteemed writer. And one of his granddaughters is Melissa, and Melissa Gilbert, the fine young star, the fine young actress. And Melissa's young sister, Sarah Gilbert, who's now appears and is one of the stars of Roseanne, her name was left out. Now that hurt me personally, but it wasn't anyone's fault because she was making a movie and we didn't know we'd be able to get her. But she got out of the studio, she flew here, and she suddenly said she'll be able to make it. Incidentally, all this week, I believe, starting Tuesday night at 9 o'clock on Lifetime Channel, the young and talented young lady I'm talking about is a co-star with Lou Gossett in a wonderful, wonderful movie. What's the name of the movie, Sarah? Just call it out. Huh?
Sudi and Simpson.
Sudi and who?
Simpson.
And Sudi and Simpson. You're Sudi.
Yeah.
But she's really Sarah Gilbert. Look at this doll. Here she is. Say hello to her.
Many stories unfold at a center as benevolent as the Chabad house. However, one of the most touching and heartwarming was the story a few months ago of an Israeli girl my age named Karen. You're about to see a tape of someone so courageous, so brave that she will remain in your hearts long after this telethon is over. Karen is alive and well today because of the cooperation between many good and dedicated people, not the least of which was Chabad.
Well, Karen first came to me as a beautiful 8-year-old child who was severely limited and very blue with very complex congenital heart disease. And she was a child who could not go for long walks, couldn't play normally, and really had never known the normal kind of childhood play that a child would have. She was referred by her cardiologist, Dr. Glaser, in Israel, and when I called Rabbi Kunin to tell him that we had this family coming from Israel and to ask what kind of support they might get, he immediately and almost eagerly took on the responsibility of giving them a place to stay in Chabad house.
We didn't know at that time anyone in Los Angeles, no friends, no family. The first time that Karen and I was out of Israel, and after a very long flight, 20 hours from Israel, we saw in the airport a sign, "Welcome to Los Angeles, Chabad." And it was really, it made us feel really good.
Rabbi Kunin visited the hospital, as did other rabbis and members of Chabad. They were with the family. They gave them a place to stay, a car. They took care of them on Shabbat, and basically became their extended family. Post-operatively, because it was a very complex operation, she went through quite a critical phase, and I spoke to the family and told them how critical the situation was. And the father very dramatically asked, well, what if things will not improve? And Rabbi Kunin's faith and quite clear determination that with God's help things would turn around, it really gave a lot of support both to the family and to the physicians taking care of Karen. In fact, it turned out that Rabbi Kunin had called the Rebbe for a bracha, for a blessing, and perhaps it was because of medical science, perhaps it was because of the intervention of the rabbi's blessing. But within hours, her condition did improve.
4 years ago, when we came to the heart surgery, we hoped that it will be the last surgery and Karen will be like other children, because she had already in Israel 2 surgeries before she came here. It's very difficult to see your child suffer, and you cannot promise him that it will be the last suffer, because every time they come and they ask for blood, they come and they ask for other tests, and all the tests are really painful. And I need to tell her, Karen, just for me, do it, please. And she said, no, I don't want, it's pain, And I really beg her, Karen, please, just for your father, do this test. And she's very brave. When she went to the surgery, she even didn't cry. But all this situation that you need to ask the child to do things that it really make them feel bad, for a mother it's really hard. So when we came back to Israel after the surgery, it was in '86, I think, Karen was really disappointed, because I promised her that it will be the last surgery and she will be like all other children. And she told me, you see, you promised me and now I cannot run, I cannot go to dance ballet with my friend, but it wasn't in my hand, I couldn't help. But this time, I really promised her that it will be the last surgery. And she really will be like other children. And now she feels that it's like this, because the first time she can swim, the first time that she can run, we are going shopping. I am tired before her, It makes us really feel good that we promised her and we went with her a very, very long way, but in the end we see the light.
Karen Kutsevich almost gave up on herself. She didn't because of her parents, her doctors, and the constant presence of Chabad rabbis instilling her with hope and courage and the love for life. Karen's story is unique, but Chabad reaching out to someone in need is a scenario which is reenacted over and over again 24 hours a day, every single day of the year. The person in need may be white or black, Jew or Gentile, or in Karen's case, a young girl from Israel. Regardless where they come from, Chabad will offer its hand to assist, rehabilitate, house, feed, educate. The hard things they accomplish take a little while, the impossible things a bit longer, but they never give up. Chabad is people helping people. Chabad needs us, and when we're in need, Chabad is there. So go to your phones right now, because the money you send in could very well save the life of someone you love. Go to your phones now and call 662-2218. 662-2218. Thank you.
Hey.
I did that pretty good.
John, what a beautiful person. Come on, let me hear a round of applause. Let's hear it. Come on. Isn't he great? Come and have a wee bit of music, just a little bit from the band. Oh. I couldn't resist.
I mean, the Nicholas brothers, you're not. But you're great. Rabbi Kunin and John Voight.
Oh, wonderful.
Bless you. Bless you. John's been with us almost every year. I think he missed the first three. He'll be with us all night. We're going to do plenty of dancing.
God bless you, John. Really special.
While you bless John, I'm going to introduce our next star. Ladies and gentlemen, a dear friend, a wonderful guy, and I can't tell you how thrilled I am to see him here, to see Steve Allen here, ladies and gentlemen. Steve, I want to ask you, how in the world, first of all, did you notice the dancing that went on with John Voight?
It did not escape my attention.
Right, I want you to know John's been with us about 7 years now.
Isn't that nice?
And this is your first year.
No, listen.
You've been here.
I've been here before, yes. When you took a break one year to go to the men's room, I was on for 10 minutes.
Oh. I was in the men's room for 10 minutes. Oh, that was before I had the surgery. Anyway, yeah, I used to go sometime for an hour. Listen.
But who counts?
But Steve, I can't tell you how thrilled I am that you're here for Chabad.
Sure you can.
Okay.
How thrilled are you to have me?
I'm thrilled. And I just want you to know, watching them dance, you're next. You better learn these steps.
All right, I'll do anything
by
for a
the
laugh.
third year of Chabad. Or as you so cutely say, Chabad.
Yes. Remember Bruce Chabad, the great actor? Testimonial to him, actually.
You were off camera. Tell him that.
No,
I mean, you were
off mic.
Yeah.
No, it's never worth going back to these jokes, right?
It's not worth. He said he thought it was for Bruce Chabot. Used to be Bruce Cabot, and he thought it was a testimonial for Bruce. Now we're both dying with that joke. All right.
Hi, folks. Good. I haven't decided what I'll play. Let me see. No, we've already done that. Hey, can the rhythm section hear me backstage? Good. Then you play something. I'll play the Chabad. Oh, I got something on the microphone. The Chabad Blues. All right, guys? Okay, in G.
Go ahead. You're going to do it, what?
Giving myself playoff.
Steve Allen, a
Yes.
wonderful, wonderful comedian, composer, artist, talented father, husband, friend, all around terrific guy. We bless you and thank you for coming down.
Thank you, Jan. My pleasure.
Stay well and happy. Are you ready? Rabbi, I'm about to introduce you. Are you all set?
Yes, all set.
1 second.
All set.
Oh, all set.
All set,
Rabbi
yes, Joe.
Kunin, my friend.
It's my pleasure, really, to introduce tonight my wonderful cousins from New York, Dr. and Mrs. Robert Richter, who have come here to work on this telethon. They've been incredible help, and they have a message to all the people from Manhattan.
Well, for those of you whose names I haven't seen across the bottom of the screen, I think you know what the message is. For those whose names I have seen, we do thank you, and please keep watching and call your friends.
Gladys?
I'd like to say hello to all my friends in New York, and I'd like to hear from you all on the phone. Thank you.
Debbie and Mel, you heard that.
Okay, now I think we have with us the wonderful couple, that young couple that for so many years has been with us. And come a little closer, please, Nettie and Aaron. A big hand for the wonderful Chabad veterans of the telethon, Nettie and Aaron Zuckerman.
Shalom. The telethon tonight and the blowing of the shofar that we will hear on the high holy days is a call to man to awaken to the sound of weeping humanity, to awaken and to listen to the cry of the poor, the hungry, the homeless, and the drug abused, to awaken to the cry of our grandfathers and our grandmothers who in the twilight of their lives find it very difficult to cope and turn and knock on the doors of Chabad. To awaken and listen to the joyful sound of laughter of children studying in the schools of Chabad. As Chabad, born in the late 18th century, ransomed Jews from slavery, sold into slavery by the Russian Cossack after a pogrom, so too does Chabad today embrace and extend a helping hand to all in need. Tell me, who is Chabad? We the people, you and I, we are all Chabad. For whom do the doors open, and for whom do they close? Let it then on this telethon tonight, let tonight be the season of your giving, so the joy of giving will be yours and not your inheritors. Let the season of joy be yours and gladden the hearts of those who receive it. Let it be tonight on this very telethon as we give, and let us all give very generously. As we give, let us make a vow, and that is holy, that the doors of Chabad will always be open. The doors of Chabad will never close, because we, the people, have heard the sound of weeping humanity. Thank you.
So beautiful.
It is very obvious that the Chabad needs our financial help. Chabad deserves our full cooperation, and surely they need our support. Thank you. With that in mind, I'm giving the Chabad $5,000 to help things go along.
God bless you. God bless you. Auf lange, gesunde, gebenchte Jahre. Jan?
May I now?
Me.
Jerry, you're on.
Me, I'm on.
You're on.
Hello. I need the computer people to listen to this before Jan does this tote. Now remember, I say this every year, I'm going to say it to you again. When you hear these big numbers, that doesn't make the telethon. The big numbers do not make the telethon. It's all the $10 and the $20 and the $50 and et cetera, $18 high. That's what makes our telethon. We don't mind these big numbers, and anybody who can afford them, please send them in. These are some of the calls we've already received, and I want the computer people to put these in the telethon. Mr. Richard Zell, $25,000. Mrs. Olivia Stewart, $1,800. Mr. and Mrs. Herbert Stern of Santa Monica, $1,800. Mr. and Mrs. Saul Teichman, $1,800. Ernie and Regina Goldberger, $25,000. Mr. and Mrs. Richard Tuck, $1,800. Mr. and Mrs. William Tenenblatt, $1,800. I'm looking for one O'Reilly here. Mr. and Mrs. David Zerna, $1,800. Mr. Jack Copeland, $100,000. Mr. and Mrs. Hal Wexler, $1,800. Mr. and Mrs. George Ulfers, $1,800. Mr. and Mrs. Joseph Lipschitz, $2,500. Mr. and Mrs. Jack Bear, a dear old friend of mine and my family forever, $25,000. Mr. and Mrs. Abraham Strix, $1,800. Mrs. Dorothy Sterner, $1,800 in memory of her husband, Max. Morano's Jewelers of Fifth Avenue, $2,500. Somebody go in there and buy a ring tomorrow, will you? Dr. and Mrs. Leonard Lovich, $3,600. My friend and dear friend of Chabad and a dear friend of the rabbi, Mr. and Mrs. John Roush, $25,000. Mr. and Mrs. Morris Stauber, $3,600. And Miss Gabriel Silton, $3,600. Thank you very, 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 very much.
Jerry, you know about these things better than I do. How long do you think it would take them to put this in the computer?
Well, they better put a bunch of it in.
I'll tell you what, give them about 40 seconds because I have another pledge for you that my wife, Tony, just told me. Will you send those children out here? Just send them out. We got some more money.
Oh, look at this.
Come out here. See, everything counts. Let me see that money. You know what this money... Children, come here. Turn around. You face the camera. And I want to tell Mr. Weintraub what this is. Can you get a picture? This little girl is Andrea. This is Sarah, and this is Jacob. And these are my 3 grandchildren.
Ah!
And yesterday...
How you guys doing? You got to smile for Grandpa, smile at the camera.
And yesterday... They don't know I'm a comedian yet. Anyway, and yesterday was Andrea's 6th birthday, and after she opened all her presents, and she got her toys, and she got her dresses, and her clothes and all that, I wanted to kind of teach her that after you have some of the material things, you must learn to save money. So I gave her $20, too. And then for each child, because it wasn't their birthday, I gave them $10, see? And I said, these are not your birthdays, so you get 10, Andrea gets 20, and that's to go to the bank. Now, and Tony, my wife, said that they brought the 40 bucks down with them to give to the Chabad. So I thought, beautiful. So everything counts. All of it. Beautiful. I hope we put this $40 in the computer.
Before they do the $40, you guys, you have to sing what's your name?
Andrea.
Andrea, happy birthday to Andrea. Birthday. Come on, now let's do it.
I don't think you're allowed to do it on the air.
Why not?
Oh, there's some kind of
Who
regulation.
said you can sing happy birthday?
You can?
Happy birthday, come on.
Andrea, all right?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Andrea.
Happy birthday. Now, wait a minute. Now, happy birthday, sweetheart. Now, look, her little cousin, Sarah, will now sing it in Hebrew. Stay out here. You'll dance with us during the toast.
Tell me something. Why can't you sing happy birthday? Because of the
you can.
BMI or something?
Not a problem. The only thing I want to say while we're here about Simchas.
I'll pay that.
You know something? When there's a good feeling for Simchas, you know what's a great time to do when there's a good feeling for Simchas? Maurice Ratner is in UCLA's hospital, and we all love him. He's one of our favorite people.
Yes,
Maurice, you're listening out there together with Bernice. You see these Kinderlich, you're going to live to see their weddings. And now, let's go to
the tote. Come here, children. Look how much money we got.
You know something?
You know what's funny?
Yeah, what do you mean? That's not funny. That's business.
No, to me it was funny that my grandchildren wouldn't be involved in this silliness. They refused to dance.
I see. But let me just say one point.
These 3 wilde goliaths, they wouldn't dance.
As long as you wonderful people out there keep going to your phones and call in your contributions. Tonight has been so great, it's so strong. Keep it up. We're going to set a record tonight. God bless you all.
All right, let's go for the record. But right now, some entertainment. Our next guest literally sings his heart out for us every year. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the possessor of one of the strongest voices and one of the best voices you'll ever hear, Mr. Mel Carter.
I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that somewhere in the darkest night, a candle glows. I believe for everyone who goes astray, someone will come, yes they will, to show the way. Above the storm, the smallest prayer will still be heard. I believe that the Lord God in the great somewhere, He hears every word. Every time every time I hear, every time I hear, every time I hear a newborn baby cry. Oh, touch a leaf, and every time I see the sky, then I know why I believe. Every time I hear, every time I hear, every time I hear a newborn baby cry, and every time I touch a leaf, and every time I see the sky, then I know why. Yes, I know why. I know why. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe. Yes, I believe. I believe. I believe. Thank the good Lord that I believe.
Hi, I'm Alan Feinstein. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, then I know why I believe. Every time Chabad feeds a homeless person who had just about given up any hope, every time Chabad sees the joy of someone rehabilitated from drugs and given another chance, every time Chabad feels the exuberance of a Russian child free at last, then you gotta know they believe. For the past 25 years, they have believed in you and me regardless of the hardship we faced. Chabad never once wavered in their desire to reach out to those in need. They are people helping people, and they need us. And when we are in need, you can rest assured Chabad will be there. Go to your phones now, 662-2218. Thank you.
Thank you. That's the wonderful actor, Alan Feinstein, ladies and gentlemen. Alan, thank you so very much for being with us again this year. We really appreciate it. Just a couple of fast donations right now. A couple of personal ones, I may add. A friend of mine just sent us $100 in memory of his mother who passed away. His mother's Faye Kutcher, and this is Jack Kutcher, and he's sending us $100. And Mrs. Bessie Cohn just called. She called from the Jewish Home for the Aging. She is 98 years old, and she's sending us $50. God bless you, Bessie. And my good friend Bill Firestone, who's been with us every year. He comes here and he makes a donation. His next birthday, he's going to be 95, and he dances with us and carries on with us. He just had a little heart attack, so we pray that he's going to be all right. He sounded great on the phone just a few minutes ago. He's sending us $2,500. Bill, you get well, and next year you'll dance with us again. I'd like you to meet some of the people. Would you take some of these pledges, please? And I want to take these pledges, thank you. This young man, and here's a check, I'm sorry. This check. And now, this young man was a regular. You know, we have these wonderful stars, some of them who perform and they still don't go home. They sit here, they talk on the phones with you folks. So if you want to talk to any of your favorites here, they're right here answering the phones. I want to introduce some of them to you. This is a youngster. He was a regular on the Gary Shandling show. Very funny young man and a good actor. His name is Scott Nemes. Scott, how old are you now, Scott?
I'm 16.
16. You're wonderful. I used to watch the show all the time. Is it still on?
No, it's not. We're going to be running in syndication.
You are in syndication. That's what I thought. All right, Scott, continue. Good luck. Here's a good friend of mine, winner of the New York Film Critics Award for 3 Days of the Condor, currently completed Lazy Lazarus and Maniac Cop 2. Not only a fine actor, but a terrific stand-up comedian. Hank Garrett. Hank, good to see you. How you feeling?
Terrific, thank you.
Last time we saw, well, was last year with the at the high school.
The reunion, of course.
The New York High School reunion where they honored who? Who did they honor?
Yeah, I know him.
Jan Murray. Yes. Now, who the heck is this? Is a Bacanta Ponemepis. He looks like a familiar face. He looks like a familiar person. One of America's great comedians, my buddy for the last 40, 45 years, Jack Carter. Was the old joke? Is it really an old joke? Yeah, your other phone is ringing.
And I was talking Yiddish to her. She says, I'm Polish, but I love you people. And I forgot to get a phone number. Tell her to call back.
You said, they didn't hear the beginning. You said the woman said she was blind?
She's blind. And Mrs. Witt and Reseda and Rabbi Cunin should say a blessing for her eyes. And we got a call from Canada. You know Kitchener, Ontario is watching?
Yeah, I know. They're on cable, and they're in the East, too. And I don't have your name.
Vera Brown.
Vera Brown?
I work with the young women. I teach self-esteem to the young women at the Chabad house. And I come every month, and we bring a manicurist and a hairdresser, and we do facials, and we teach them how to give themselves a nice big hug.
Isn't that nice? How about a nice hand for Vera Brown? Isn't that lovely? That's something I didn't know about. Vera, that's wonderful. Look at this nice man. He played his song, and I thought he'd go home to his family, because on Sunday everybody liked to do that. But he's sitting here, manning the phones for us. Steve, thank you.
Thank you, Jan. It's a pleasure. We got the last arithmetic when I was busy on the phone. What did it get up?
About 790,000 so far. You know, that is really sensational.
That is terrific. That's as much as Oprah Winfrey makes in a week, but it's a good start. That's wonderful.
Very good. Who is this guy? One of America's great actors. You saw him a while ago. He's going to be with us all night. And we've also made him one of the great Hasidic dancers the last 7-8 years. John Voight.
Hold on just a second. I'll be right back with you. I just wanted to say, a friend of mine, Hal Taines, just called in with the most generous offer, and I know it is because of his love for me and my love for this great organization. I thank Hal very much.
I hope it's more than an offer. It's a donation, isn't it?
No, it's a very, very generous donation.
Thank you. Beautiful Lois Nettleton. She's with us every year, too. Lois, thank you again this year.
Hold on a second. I'm talking to Jan here. Hold on 1 second. Yes, hi. What did you say?
I just said you're with us every year, and we're so grateful, and we want to thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here every year, too.
You get prettier and lovelier every year.
Thank you. How sweet. Well, you all send in your money. I'm getting calls from friends here.
That's great.
Yes,
that's great. Now that they know you're on here,
that's
right.
Oh,
here's a young lady just did a guest. This young lady just did a guest shot on Wonder Years, and she starred in the movie Caddy Woodlawn. I didn't see it, but I know that little beautiful face. This is Emily Shulman. Emily, thank you for being with us.
I want to say hi to all my brothers and sisters, and I want to tell everybody to call.
And all of Emily's friends call and send us $1, $5, $50. What could Emily's friends give? Ooh, I'm going to eat her hat later. All right. My friends, this gracious woman I'm about to introduce has given us her support before. She's a star of 227, the highly talented Elena Reed Hall.
You know, drugs are a dirge in our society. They look for a home inside the unsuspecting body of an innocent victim. And once a drug inhabits the veins, bloodstream, muscles, and finally the brain, it becomes parasitic and refuses to leave. It feeds off every ounce of whatever strength is left in a drug-riddled body. And what is left is a brain which has become fried beyond any sense of reasoning or understanding. You are about to see a tape of a drug graduate, someone who is now a productive member of society, someone who very well might have been another young statistic in the growing numbers being compiled at the county morgue. Thank God his name wasn't among the unfortunate ones, because fate brought him to Chabad, and Chabad brought him to life.
I was freebasing, and
And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Shortly after that, I got arrested for bouncing checks to get drugs. And it was my second time. They got me for possession also, and it was either jail or go into a long-term program. And I didn't intend to stay clean, you know. I intended to do my court commitment time and get healthy, you know, and come out and probably do something similar or have it under control, which is the lie I told myself. I'll have it under control now. And somewhere around 60 days into the program, I said, hey, this is what I want, you know? I want to keep going. And the growth starts, and you notice that I noticed I could do things I'd never done before that I'd been too afraid to do. I'm from a farm in Iowa. And here I end up at a Orthodox-run drug program in the middle of Los Angeles. You know, there's a lot of twists of fates to get from the farm to there. A lot of wrong turns, and at the end, a lot of right turns. We lost a guy while I was in Chabad. And he'd been there 18 months. He's kind of a role model. So anyway, he left, and we hear things. Even though we don't have much contact while we're in the program, we hear things, you know. So-and-so's using, or I think so-and-so's using. And then one morning, they gathered us all up, which was unusual, in the dining room. And I think Dennis made the announcement that this friend, you know, someone who we shared some first stages of recovery with, had overdosed. And then you know, if I was using, I would have used extra hard. But since I was in a program, we had counselors there, and we had groups, and we had individual sessions where we could go talk about it, you know, talk about our feelings, talk about a little hopelessness that creeps in when someone spends that much time and doesn't come out okay. But I learned from the experience of watching someone go out and die that I wanted to do it a little different. I wanted to leave on good terms with the program, completing it, graduating, if you will, you know, a commitment to myself that I'll go all the way through this. As hard as it might be, I'll go all the way through, instead of taking the shortcuts like I'd done in the past so many times. It's the only thing in my life before now that I ever really gave 100% to. I can't even explain to you how different my life is. You know, I have a sense of who I am and where I'm going. It's not just like the same old cycle of I'll get high today and then worry about tomorrow later. You know, I don't have to do that anymore. And it's hard work. It's hard work going through a program like Chabad. It's the hardest work I've ever done and the most rewarding. I'm getting married. You know, that's one of the miracles. I came out of there, I got a job. I've been promoted twice. I've got more than I ever imagined when I walked in that door. You know, I've got a life.
Hello, I'm Hector Elizondo. Thank you. Thank you. You've heard, you win some, you lose some. Well, that's the hardened cry of veterans of the drug wars. Now, Chabad is fully aware of these casualties because they too have won some and lost some. Chabad's main thrust in the war on drugs is to do everything in their power to save the life of a young man or woman, regardless if they're black or white or yellow or Jew or Christian or Muslim. The drug abuser is the subject of their dedication, their love, and their resolve to do everything humanly possible to save lives. Now go to your phones right now. Right now, please. The life of the young man you just saw was spared, but other lives are hanging in the balance, and only you can save them. It costs Chabad $3,600 a month to support a young man or woman in the Chabad National Drug Rehabilitation Centers. Please Send in whatever you can so these people who are helping people can keep their doors open and continue to save lives. Chabad needs us. When we need Chabad, they are there. Go to your phones now, right now, and call 662-2218. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Hector. Larry, isn't this wonderful? A guy like Hector Elizondo, one of the great character actors, one of the great actors. I shouldn't characterize him as a character actor.
Guy.
Great guy and one of the best actors in our country. Schlepped down here Sunday and to talk to us about Chabad. Isn't that great? You know, I just realized we're in New York. I didn't know that. We're on cable back there.
Yes.
And some of my old buddies from the 5 towns where I used to live called up with some donations.
That's fabulous.
So
My daughter is in New York. She's in Poughkeepsie, and all her friends at Vassar, I hope they will kick in,
All right.
get their wallets out.
Spend a few dollars. Yeah, that'd be nice
Okay.
for a good cause. And, you know, we had one of the ladies sitting on the phone before. I didn't have a chance to introduce her. Her name is Ruth Feinberg. She's the president of Jewish Mothers Soup Incorporated. Not only gave us her time, but she donated Chai $1,800 to Chabad.
Yeah.
But more important, she wants to challenge every Jewish mother who ever made a top chicken soup to send us a donation, whether it's
Mine's
$1,
sitting right over there.
whether it's $18, $1,800, $18,000, or $2 or whatever. And now you have some.
I have some more,
yes,
too.
how
Mr.
about
and
reading
Mrs.
some?
David Osterfield, $900 they contributed. Not only that, there's more. Mr. and Mrs. George Roods, $1,800. $1,800 high. All right. Now we've got Cynthia Rosenstein, $500. Thank you, Cynthia. We've got Mr. and Mrs. Sapsowitz, $1,800. Thank you very much. It'll be put to good use. Israel and Benita Sonabend, $518. Thank you both. Also, Sheila and Bill Dickerman, $180. These people are standing up and are being counted tonight, right now. Don Lundstrom, $700. Thank you, Don, very much for your contribution. And there's more. Irving Terry, $360. Thank you. This is all adding up, and this will all get onto the tote, too, eventually, won't they? Yep. All right, there's more. Samuel and Ethel Price, $180. Thank you both. And there is more as well. Thank you, Mark and Gabor from Belle Fleur. For the magnificent. Oh, this is something that we have gotten donated to the telethon.
Oh, yeah,
Mark
we want to thank Mark and Gabor from Belle Fleur for the magnificent floor arrangements right here in the studio. Oh, very sweet. Yeah, they're the ones who supplied this. And a special thank you to Helen Kurtz for your contribution year after year and a speedy recovery to you. And Mr. Benny Friedman sent us $1,000. We can't read all the donations. We're going to try to read as many as we can as the course of the evening progresses. However, that sounded bad English. The course of the evening progresses.
You did good.
Huh?
You did good.
I think the injections are starting to work. Anyway, you know, our next performer, every time I introduce him the last 10 years, when he finishes singing, I don't know, there's something about the way he sings of Yiddishkeit and about Yiddishkeit and about, you know, his land and his heritage and everything. The phones go off the hook when he's through singing.
That's your job.
Mordechai Ben David, here we are.
בשמנו של שיר חדש, שיר חדש, דידידידוי, בשמנו של שיר חדש, איי 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 איי, בשמנו של שיר חדש, שיר חדש, דידידידוי, בשמנו של שיר חדש, איי 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 איי. שיר חדש, שיר חדש, דידידידוי, בשמנו של שיר חדש, איי 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 איי. אוי, בשמנו של שיר חדש, שיר חדש, דידידידוי, בשמנו של שיר חדש, איי 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 איי.
Hi, I'm Stephen First. I'm here tonight because thank you. I'm here tonight because I am concerned with many of today's social problems. Like you, I am distressed over the rampant use of drugs. I am disturbed because homeless people must sleep on park benches, in doorways, or under freeways. Chabad in California addresses these social ills and helps those of us in need. Chabad is people helping people. Let us jump on the bandwagon tonight and send in whatever we can to help Chabad in their non-sectarian programs. The rehabilitation of the drug abusers, the feeding of the hungry, the lodging of the homeless. Go to your phones now, right now, and call 622-2218. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Rabbi, incidentally, we want to thank Stephen first. Thank you so very much. Stephen, I just want to talk about his credits. You know, he's a regular on Elsewhere, and he's a co-star of the film Dream Team, and he's soon going to be directing a short film for The Love of Charles. It's so nice to have these talented people coming down to help us.
That's wonderful. Give him a big hand. Come on.
Stephen first.
You know, we have a very, very special person with us here tonight.
I've already been on about an hour and a half.
I understand. You're extra special.
Oh, thank you.
He is very special. We have a wonderful person here tonight, one of the main Chabad leaders in Canada. Yes. And we're all over Canada tonight. I don't know how that happened, but we're all over Canada tonight. Rabbi Zirkin, come here, Rabbi Zirkin. Give him a big hand. Come on.
Rabbi Kunyan, on behalf of the Canadian community, I'd like to commend you for the great work you're doing here in California, that even the people in Canada have benefited from your programs. Keep up your good work and have a Shana Tova.
God bless you. We're going to go join Jerry Weintraub now at the top. Come on, let's go, Rabbi, with us.
Are you joining me?
That's what it looks like.
Listen, first of all, the first thing I want to do is trade microphones with you. For a minute, just for a minute. Because the Los Angeles Times said we fight over the microphone.
No, he said you and the rabbi.
I said, also, we'll change.
They said you and Rabbi Kunin fight.
Let me make a couple of announcements before we do a tote. Mr. and Mrs. Andrew Gardner, $10,000. Remember, please, it's always so important for you to remember that these are not the contributions that make the telethon. These are wonderful contributions, and I'm back in the back working the phones to get these, but we need the $18 and the $36 and the $10 and the $5. Noon and Pratt and honor Marshall Grossman, $1,000. Mr. and Mrs. Hal Taines, $1,800. Mr. and Mrs. Lou Silva, $1,800. Mrs. Fanshawn Weiss, $100,000. Mr. and Mrs. Joseph Lifshin, $1,800. Give me a hand, will you?
Okay.
Mr. and Mrs. Joseph Lifshitz, $1,800. Mr. Leor Novick, $1,800. Mr. and Mrs. George Abatel, $25,000. Mr. Edward Wood, in honor of Marshall Grossman, $1,000. Michael and Carol Kaufman, $1,800. Jack and Moretta Goldner, $1,800. Mr. and Mrs. Sid Cooperman, $25,000. Mr. Bob Gans, $1,800. Mr. and Mrs. Robert Rosenthal, $2,000. Jack Salzberg, $3,600. Alan Ziegler, $20,000. Mr. Marvin Beers, $1,000. Mr. and Mrs. Henry Kahn, $2,000. Mr. and Mrs. Saul Corral, $2,000. And I got a very, very close friend of ours who's been supporting us for years. Mr. and Mrs. David Chappelle, $25,000.
And they're here with us in the studio tonight.
Now, and he's here tonight. Now, wait, I'm going to call Nate. I'm going to call you in a minute, but don't call in yet, Nate, because I have something special for you. Saving something absolutely special for you.
Well, you know, Jerry, it's been, and Jan, it's been an incredible telethon tonight.
So far.
But you know something? I think it's because they realize tonight they can make a difference. And when you go to those phones, we need as much money as it comes in. I know how to spend double, even with your help, actually. We know how to spend double. You can make the difference out there. Go to your phones now, call. Make the phones ring even more and more, and let's make a big record here.
All right, first let's see how we're doing.
Okay, let's give a look.
It's time. Let's see how we're doing.
Oh!
Over a million!
Where's Boyd? Where's Boyd? Come on! Okay. Jan, 1 second.
Boy, all of this for $1,145,000. Oh,
it's more important. You know why? I'll tell you why. First of all, the evening is young.
Yeah.
And to break that number, the magical number, so young in the evening is great. But I got to tell you, there's so many new Russian immigrants in town whose children I got to take to my schools. Scholarships. So many senior citizens, elderly Russians and Americans as well. I gotta give food to for Rosh Hashanah. You'll have what to eat for Rosh Hashanah. Hundreds of people are waiting for you to help me so I can help them. For God's sakes, you've done a wonderful job, but we need so much more. Go for it, and God will listen to your prayers. You stand in front of him, make those phones keep ringing, and send a message. God bless you. Go to those phones and call.
All right, sit down and cop the mutton a bissel. Get ready for the next dance.
It's not so far away.
You know, the rabbi is in great shape this year. You notice he's lost some weight, and he's taking care of himself. You're looking great, and you're dancing better than ever.
We're davening better.
And you're davening stronger and better. All right, Rabbi. You know, here is NBC's conscience of the corporate world as he fights back for you and me. He helped me about, you know something, David? The roof still works. Still haven't had a leak. About 12, 14 years ago, I asked David, I said, how about you know, recommending a nice roofer. We have a leak, and David was kind enough, he did, and I want you to know the roof still goes.
But let me ask you this
David
question.
Horowitz first. Come on, let's a nice end to David Horowitz.
But I want to ask you this question. The roof doesn't leak, but does it hold the fiddler?
No.
Oh. Anyway, you've probably all heard me say fight back. Have you heard me say fight back? Let's hear it. Okay. I've said it hundreds of times. Tonight, I'm going to ask you to fight back against drug abuse, hunger, and homelessness. If you're frustrated with the terrible conditions out there and in desperation bang your head against the wall because you feel you're only one person fighting a losing crusade to help all those in need, then jump on the Chabad bandwagon. Banging your head against the wall won't help. It'll just hurt. But sending in a contribution to Chabad will help. Chabad is people helping people. Chabad will rehabilitate the drug abuser. Chabad will feed the hungry and counsel the homeless. Chabad will look after the children of Chernobyl. Ladies and gentlemen, you can fight back by calling in your pledge right now. Go to your phone and call 662-2218. Tell them you're helping to fight back. There are people in need out there, and with your help, Chabad will fight back for them and help as many people as humanly possible. Please, go to your phones now and call 662-2218 and give until it makes you feel good. I want to thank and bless you all, and Shana Tova, a happy and healthy New Year. You know, let me just say this. Here's a guy that I have not only known, Jerry and I went to public school together in New York.
That's right.
And have loved all these years, but after all these years, we're still friends and we're still on the bandwagon fighting for the same things.
Would you explain one
What?
thing to me? You're the consumer affairs advocate of the world.
Well, that's nice of you to say.
Would you tell them all to go to my movies, that they're good movies?
You know something? We're not only helping Chabad tonight, folks. Go to your nearest theater and see a Weintraub production.
Bad or good? See you. We are very, very old friends. We went to PS 70 together in New York. Anyway, I'll tell you, you're giving everybody a mitzvah. Keep these phones ringing. This is an incredible time. It's a wonderful thing. I just had my own mitzvah. I was on my way out of the studio to go backstage and have a little vodka, Stolichnaya, which I like very much, especially now that the Russians are letting the Jews out. I like it even better. And a lady came up to me, and she said to me, "Thank you for what you're doing. You're doing a wonderful thing. I'm a Holocaust survivor. I want to show you my number." To me, for a Holocaust survivor to come to me and say to me, "Thank you for what you're doing," is a great, great mitzvah, and I thank her. I have a very special situation tonight. For the past 10 years on these telethons, I've been asking you to give money excuse me. I've been asking you to give money for our community, to take care of the drug abuse center, to take care of the immigrants that come to us, to take care of the people in the streets that can't eat, and all the other good things that we do. Our yeshiva, which is named after my mother and father, in honor of my mother and father, Samuel and Rose Weintraub Yeshiva. And I have a very, very special mission tonight, which has got nothing to do with the mission that we usually do. But it's extra. And I'm on the way to fulfilling a little extra dream of mine. And with the world situation, what it is today, this has become even more important. This year, helping our children takes on another dimension, and it's the children of Chernobyl. These are children who are suffering from the effects of poisonous radiation from the nuclear plant disaster in Chernobyl. The leakage occurred in 1986, and for 4 years these poor children have been eating and drinking and breathing poisonous elements. we can, if we act right now, save many of these children. Some of them have already been saved thanks to the Lubavitcher movement. 200 of them have been airlifted to the village of Chabad in Israel, where they receive examinations and treatments to fight the ravages of leukemia. But there are parents in the Soviet Union still begging for Chabad to bring their children to Israel before leukemia takes its toll. We cannot sit back in the comfort of our homes and allow children to die. It's unconscionable. Our mothers and fathers ran from the pogroms in Russia. These children will hopefully be flying with our help from poisonous radiation affecting their young lives. Now, I was very, very hesitant. I had many, many conversations with Rabbi Kunin and with the staff at Chabad about bringing this Chernobyl problem into this telethon, because this is our telethon and we have many, many needs here. And to take on the extra burden of raising $200,000 to bring 200 children from Chernobyl to Israel was a great, great burden for me, and I questioned the wisdom of adding the Chernobyl disaster to our Chabad needs. But after talking to Dr. Robert Gale, the great, great doctor who was called to Chernobyl and goes there once a month and who runs the radiation treatment at UCLA, I found out that most of these children could be saved, that they did not have to die. And I can't imagine a child anywhere in the world dying. And if we can take $200,000 and bring 200 kids to Chabad in Israel and feed them and clothe them and educate them and cure them, that to me would be the most wonderful mitzvah I could perform. So I took on this extra task. I have already raised tonight $50,000 towards that plane, which has nothing to do with the Chabad Telethon. The Atlantic Richfield Company called in and gave me $25,000 to get it started. Harvey Silbert sent me $10,000. Gary Winnick sent me $10,000. My mother and father called me with $5,000. I ask you, please, if you call in, our phones are ringing off the hook. If you would like to dedicate a little extra, please don't take anything from what you were going to give us anyway. If you were going to give us $36, give us $36 and add another $36. Dig down a little deeper. Give me another $10, another $5. We have to get these kids out of Chernobyl. I have to accomplish it tonight. It's not going to be on that tote board. It's going to be in my pocket on my tote board. I have to raise that $200,000. Help me do it. Please help me. I want you to meet Dr. Gale, Robert Gale, the famous, famous doctor who has helped these kids and who has helped the world. I'm trying to explain to these people that these kids can be saved, that these kids are not dead because they were radiated at Chernobyl.
No, I'm quite sure that with good medical care and a lot of love, that all of these kids are going to do well. And I saw some clips of these kids coming to Israel. It's a wonderful thing. And I know that every child, whether he's Jewish or not Jewish, all of these kids that can be gotten out and their families are going to get better medical care, better attention, where they're going than where they're coming from. I think it's a very, very important thing. And if we can save a child's life anywhere in the world, any child's life, that's really a mitzvah.
I agree. John, you were in Chernobyl. Stay here, Bob. Hi, John. How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you,
John Voight, John, you were in Chernobyl, I understand, because I saw a picture of you and the doctor in Chernobyl.
Yes, we were doing a film, and I had the good fortune to play the portrait of this great fellow.
Ah!
So I know quite a lot about Bob. And I have to say, I'm extremely impressed. Of course, I'm here because I see the purity of this gift of Chabad to so many needy people. And I see the same spirit in Bob Gale as we're going up the Moscow River and he's reading over mail from various people throughout the world and making diagnoses and recommending doctors and recommending hospitals. He does it every day, you know, from early in the morning. He gets up and gets in shape and does a little running and gets the good breakfast, and then he just spends his time helping people.
Fantastic. Well, just remember now, if Dr. Gale says we can save these kids, I'm telling you we can save these kids. And if John Voight took his time to come down here and tell you that, we can do that. Now, let me tell you again, Nate Chappelle, Bram Goldsmith, Gil Glazer, all of you guys, you can save 200 kids' lives. You like Chabad? Send me an extra $25,000. But send me some money for Chernobyl tonight, and send me some money for Chabad tonight. Please, I beg you, tonight, now, ring the phones. Thank you.
Moscow, April 26, 1986.
Партийных и советских органов Киевской области и города Чернобыля.
A disaster of major proportions hits the Soviet Union. The nuclear power plant at Chernobyl has exploded, and it is estimated to be 90 times as powerful as the atomic blast at Hiroshima. Specialists such as Dr. Robert Gale fly to Russia to direct emergency bone marrow treatments. Four years later, at Ben Gurion Airport in Israel, the residents of the village of Chabad arrive in buses with great anticipation, for this is a day of celebration. They are here to welcome the children of Chernobyl. 196 Chernobyl children are flown to Israel after a 60-hour delay at the Kiev airport and arrive in Israel on Friday, August 3rd, 1990. They are the first of an anticipated 3,000 children soon to come. Od Advinu Hai, our Father still lives. In a show of solidarity and hope in God, the children are introduced to the spirit and excitement and life of these special people, the residents of the village of Chabad. Frightened and apart from their parents, who soon, God willing, will be joining them, they disembark from the plane whose wings of mercy have brought them to the land of milk and honey. Milk and honey without radiation. Their parents entrusted their most prized possessions to Chabad in the hope that these children will be nurtured, loved, and healed. They are welcomed and given flowers and rides on the shoulders of new friends and caps to shade them from the intense heat of Israel's noonday sun. They are on their way to be integrated into life at the village of Chabad. I know soon the moon will rise. I know soon the sun will rise. I know that mother and father will always be here. Mothers and fathers, their hearts breaking, lovingly packed one or two valises with a few of their worldly possessions and watched their little ones go off to be treated for respiratory diseases, kidney failure, and leukemia. Every bit of medical cost, as well as the cost of the transportation from the Soviet Union, will be absorbed by the worldwide Chabad Lubavitch organization. Hine matov u'minayim. How good it is to be with friends. But still, these young children whose only crime was to be born to a society hell-bent on self-destruction are thousands of miles from home, away from Mama and Papa for the first time in their lives. They are frightened, they are lonely, they are scared. They are B'nai Yisrael, the children of Israel, and they are of special stock. They are from a nation of survivors of pogroms and holocausts. Nuclear explosions are only temporary setbacks. Like the nation of Israel, they too shall prevail. It will take time. They will prevail because of sainted people like Rabbi Mendel Futerfas, who was exiled to a Soviet gulag in Siberia for 25 years because he refused to stop teaching Yiddishkeit. And because of people like Lord Robert Maxwell, who sent a crew from England on his private jet to pilot a Romanian plane to bring the children from Russia to Israel.
I would like to congratulate the Lubavitcher movement and all the Rabbonim and their helpers, known and unknown, who have, by their courage and belief in God, undertaking this enterprise, which is unbelievable, but they have achieved it.
They will prevail because Chabad will instill in them courage, determination, love, a will to survive, and a firm and unyielding belief in the Almighty.
The children you have just seen are now and forever to be known as the children of Chernobyl. The name is not one of pride, but rather a reminder of the plight on our culture, of our civilization, a culture which is traveling too fast, way beyond its understanding. And when the system fails, it is the defenseless, the young and the innocent who wind up as the victims. The Chabad Worldwide Organization received a communique from Russia stating that children were dying from eating irradiated food and water. Could Chabad help? Many thought the task was too big for Chabad to handle. But if you are aware of this organization, you have learned to believe. Plane load after plane load of children arrived in Israel. Children whose parents, with great sadness and pain, sent them, perhaps never to see them again, because of their wish to have them grow up in a healthier environment. The village of Chabad took these youngsters into their hearts and into their homes as one of their family. Chabad is paying for the treatment of each child infected with respiratory problems, kidney failure, and leukemia. The sad truth is, some of the children you have just seen are going to die. But Chabad will do everything in its power to treat these children and pray for these children and care and love these children. There are still children in the Ukraine whose parents are literally begging Chabad to take them into a safer and more humane environment. Every Chabad center throughout the world is participating in an airlift to life before more children fall prey to these debilitating diseases. Once the world stood by and watched our children burn in the gas ovens of Nazi Germany. Chabad will not allow this to ever happen again. We will fly the children out and give them a new lease on life. We must never again think of dying. We must concentrate only on living. Please go to your phones now and call 662-2218. We must give the children of Chernobyl a new lease on life. We must. There is no other choice. Please call now 662-2218. Have a happy and healthy new year.
This beautiful lady, of course, is Mom, this is Estelle Getty, Mom of the Golden Girls. You know something? I watch you please tell the other girls that you're better, you're more wonderful, you're funnier, more interesting every year.
Thank you so much.
I love you, and I never would miss your show.
Thank
you, darling. Estelle Getty comes to us every year, and we appreciate it. We appreciate it so much. Hey, Larry, I'll tell you what. Let's do one at a time. We've got to do this quickly.
All right.
I'll do
I'm
one,
ready.
you do one. Sylvia Lowry, $100 in memory of her husband Al, who loved Chabad, an additional $36 in honor of Stuart and Stephen Seabird, and a Happy New Year. Sylvia does our decor year after year. She's the best.
Ms. Frida Estes, $500 in memory of her husband Jack. Mrs. Ruth Feinberg, $1,800. Thank you, Ami Chon and Yossi Ostrowski of Delta High Tech for all your efforts.
Mr. and Mrs. Melvin Haberman, $500.
Sydney and Ruth Schreiber, $500.
Mr. Moses Kajak, $200 from Mr. and Miss Kajak, a family in honor of Bukhram, the yeshiva.
Charles Weissman, $500.
Randy and Zohar Echel, $500.
Mr. and Mrs. Rose Nadine, Los Angeles, $93 in honor of her 93rd birthday.
God bless you. Kerr Lumen, $785.
Mr. and Mrs. Errol Fine, Elite Cuisine and Pat's Restaurant, Los Angeles, $500.
Bob Lyon, Los Angeles British Social Club, $250.
Yes.
One moment, please.
Yes. Okay. You got a few, Rabbi?
Dear friend, yes, a
Good.
very, very dear friend, Sam Berkowitz, called in memory of his wife, Ann Berkowitz. Wonderful, wonderful lady, $2,500.
All right.
I want to tell you, you just saw before the Chernobyl piece, a very, very great lady called Gila, whose second name I won't mention tonight, brought the first 2 plane loads from Chernobyl. And let me hear a big hand for her. We got a long night tonight, a lot of things to do. It's going to
All
be
right,
great.
I want to introduce the next star to you right now.
idea.
Not only does he appear to be one of the nicest people in the world on the screen, he just happens to be one of the nicest people in the world, a good friend, and we appreciate the fact that he came down here. Mr. Dick Van Patten.
Thanks, Jan. Have you ever seen a newborn infant addicted to drugs? The baby's spastic and uncontrolled movements are reaching out for someone to help and to soothe the pain and the agony of withdrawal. At the Chabad Women's National Drug Rehabilitation Center, a little baby girl clutched to its mother, and the baby, thank God, was born healthy. The mother, a drug addict, lucked out, and now we have to hope and pray that her luck continues. Chabad did everything in its power not to separate the child from her mother, and it took some doing. A crib, a layette, a diapers, toys, and Chabad had to accomplish what everyone said could not be done, keeping a child with its mother as she undergoes drug rehabilitation. Chabad needs your help, and if ever you should need them, they'll be there for you and your child. So please, go to your phones now and call 662-2218. Thanks a lot.
I believe, I believe, till the end of time, Lord of Abraham, I believe, I'm in your hand, I'm in your hand, till the end of time, Lord of Abraham, I believe. You, Lord, and only you, 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 you, since the world began, you made me understand, you, since the world began, you made me what I am, I exist, tell the world that I am well, I believe, I will live to tell the tale, I exist, through the fire, through the hell, I believe, I'm the son of Israel, you, Lord, and only you, Lord, and only you, Lord, and only you, Lord, and only you, I exist, tell the world and I
pleased once more to be an active participant in the Chabad Telethon. And contrary to what you may think, Jan Murray did not have to twist my arm. Bend it perhaps, but not twist it. Tonight we are celebrating the silver anniversary of Chabad. 25 years of an organization dedicated to helping others both materially and spiritually. A quarter of a century of community service and strength to an indelible commitment to the future. But Chabad is more than an organization. It is people helping people. And my friends, you are the people. Your donations will help the homeless and the elderly. Your goodness will combat victims of crime and children in need. Your charity will aid those addicted to drugs. Chabad helps all people regardless of race, creed, and color. Go to your phone and pledge support for Chabad and help others in their quest to celebrate life. L'chaim.
We have a very, very special guest here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Al Lieb, a person who really loves Chabad. Al?
Thank you very much. I told my wife I wasn't going to cry this time, and I'm not. My wife and I decided we'd give $10,000 this year with one